Welcome to Safe Space, a place where we have honest and respectful conversations about identity, belonging, and experiences that shape us into being who we truly are. Today, we're going to be talking about sexual orientation and what it truly means to live an authentic life. So, many of the LGBTQ plus community speak on identity as not a label, but rather a journey into self-discovery, a journey that needs courage, a journey that sometimes has challenges and needs resilience. Now, this is not up for debate. This is not a political challenge, but rather this is a conversation, a human conversation that we're going to be having. I'm your host, Elate Sithole, and today we're joined by Shawn Kendal Ngwako. Hi, Shawn.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Thank you so much for joining us today. So please tell the viewers at home, who is Kendal?
I am Shawn Kendal Ngwako. I'm 19 years of age, soon to be 20. Kendal, or rather Shawn, is a content creator. Shawn is a qualified beauty therapist, just completed. Shawn is an event MC. Shawn is a multifaceted human being with multiple talents that I cannot just list it at one go. That's basically who Shawn is.
You mentioned something about beauty. Huh? That's very, very nice. So I can come to you, hey Shawn, I just received a text by 8 p.m. Be ready. You'll be my guy.
You most certainly could do that.
That's great. That's great. Okay, let's get into the questions. So Shawn, I'd like to know, what do you identify as, and what does that identity mean to you personally?
I identify as a gay man, or rather, am I really a man? But I identify as a gay man. My pronouns are he, him. I get it. And identity to me is more than just about being a gay man. It's about living authentically. It's about being true and being authentic. It's about living beyond the social expectations and just truly being who you want to be. That's what identity is to me.
Okay. And you speaking on identity, when would you say you actually started understanding your sexual orientation?
With me, but I always knew.
You always
To be
knew.
honest, I always knew. It's just that with primary school, you don't really understand most of these things. You don't really know what's actually happening with me. But there were times still where you have to sit down and worry, why? Why am I like this? But for me to actually understand my whole sexual orientation, I think it would stem back to high school.
Okay.
That's when I actually understood what me. I am actually attracted to the same gender as I am.
Okay.
Yes.
So what would you say was your self-discovery experience like? Did you feel safe exploring that?
For my self-discovery journey, it has been a bit of a hassle because I grew up being bullied. I was bullied for the way I speak. I was bullied for being eloquent with my English. I was bullied for being smart back then. I was bullied for being that feminine boy back then. So with me actually discovering that kind of me, I'm actually much more attracted to people who are more like me. It became a little bit difficult because I feel like, okay, I'm gonna give these people the validation that they've been looking for all along. Yeah. So my journey hasn't been that easy. I'm not yet where I want to be. I'm not yet as feminine as I want to be. Hey, I kept heels, just a little bit, but I'm just not where I want to be fully. Yeah.
Okay. So in your acceptance, I would say, who would you say was the first person you're like, I feel comfortable enough to share this with them?
Fun fact is, I've never come out to anybody. I've never come out to anybody. I feel like most of the people that were around me, they could see, I mean, from a young age. But the person whom I felt most comfortable with, it has to be my mom. Because I feel like with any Salaboni, I mean, she doesn't have that much of a choice. We would share her makeup, we would share her weaves, her heels, and everything like that. So the person who was actually at the forefront of being supportive, I feel like it has to be my mom. Though I haven't like actually come out to her like this, Mama, nah, I've never done that.
Okay.
I've just did it, and she was like, oh, okay, he's like this, Aba. Basically just mind her own business.
So it's out in the world to see, basically. So what I'm seeing is you are comfortable in who you are and showing it to people. You don't necessarily have to prove to people or tell them who exactly you are. Hey, now I'm like this. This is me.
I don't need to. I most certainly feel like there's no need for you to do that.
That's right.
I mean, why should I have to validate I'm a gay man? Why should people know that I'm a gay man? I mean, at the end of the day, we're all human. You being attracted to whomever you're attracted to, and me being attracted to whomever I'm attracted to, doesn't really change anything. At the end of the day, we are human. Yes.
Okay. So what would you say are the misconceptions that you've encountered?
The misconceptions regarding my sexual orientation. The first misconception is influence. You are influenced by the people around you. I've never had any gay person around me, so it can't be influence. Even an issue, it's just the stage. You'll pass through this. You're just growing up. You're just a kid. That feminine phase of yours is going to pass. Those were the misconceptions, and I feel like this feminine phase is actually becoming much more than it was in my younger ages, because now again I'm learning to be more comfortable in my own skin, the way that I want to. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing with us that small part of you. We're going to run into a short break. In the next segment, we're going to be speaking on the challenges and what acceptance truly moves you into. Thank you. This is Safe Space. Welcome back to Safe Space. Before the break, we had a conversation about identity and self-discovery, most of the internal factors. Now we're going to be looking into the external part of it. These are the challenges that are faced, usually, let's say, with how it has been navigating with the family, with the relationships, society, and basically everything as a whole. So Shawn, what would you say has been the most challenging part about navigating this journey?
I would say the most challenging part of living openly, as per se, has to be the fear of what people might say, the fear of how people might perceive you. Like I said, as much as I feel like I'm open, I'm not yet living openly to my fullest advantage. So with me not living openly to my fullest advantage, okay, what if what is this person gonna say? What are these people gonna do? What if I hit the head with my heels? What if somebody angita or anything like that? So I think the most challenging part of living openly, it's the fear of what if I get attacked for just being how I want to be? What if I get physical attacks, words from certain people just for living openly? Yeah, I think for me, personally, that's the most challenging part.
So would you say you have felt pressured into hiding certain parts of yourself?
Back in high school, back in senior school, I think I might have felt that pressure to actually hide certain parts of myself, because growing up, I wasn't that much social. It's just that I was always confident, but I wasn't that social. And with me not being social, I try to make friends. With trying to make friends, these friends, when I get back then, these friends were not really accepting. So sometimes I had to like try to adapt to those certain types of friends just so I could be in the friendship circle. Sometimes I could like engage in conversations still or what I don't even know what they're about, just so I could like be part of that. So most of my friends were actually boys. Boys who are not like me, unfortunately. So most of these boys were some certain type of hidden homophobia that comes kadijoku. So now I have to like, okay, I actually have to tone it down a bit just so I could actually accommodate them. Overlooking the fact that this is not how I want to be. This is not how I want to do things. Yeah.
Okay. So I'd say, allow me to say, with the subtle discrimination, and I'd say rejection, if there was any rejection, how would it have affected your mental health? How has it affected your mental health?
Okay. With this whole rejection and whatever, it teaches you to be one nonchalant. Basically, it teaches you or no man. Which are king. If they go, they go. If they're gonna come, they're gonna come. You be in a position now where you don't. How do I put this? Obviously it's painful. Now you adapt to this pain to a point where when something happens, you no longer feel anything. And no, you are trying to shut down that part of you that feels, just so you don't feel hurt. Just so you don't, just so you don't feel anything, just so you don't feel that pain. You take those emotions of yours, then you try to shut them down, just so you wouldn't get affected by how these people actually treat you. Yeah.
Now that you're speaking on that, that means you had to grow thick skin.
I had to grow a thick skin.
Thick skin. So since you've already built that thick skin, that wall around you, the support factors around you, who are supporting you, who wanted to be by your side and be like, no, this is who you truly are, and we're accepting of you. How was it accepting the support?
Like I said, I'm gonna go back to my mom. She has been very supporting. Even since I didn't do well in my BGCSE, what if I just do something else? And she's like, you can do whatever you want to do. We might get a mekanamidi is a course that I've been looking at, and it's beauty therapy. She's like, okay, then do it. I've seen the passion. I've seen just how much my hair and everything. So just do it. So this support, I can't say ilikile break it down to that thick skin that I've tried to build. Okay, to some extent, she did try, but mostly not really. Not really. Because as much as she's supportive, not everybody's going to be like her. Not all the family members are going to be like her, unfortunately. So I have to grow that thick skin whenever I'm around these family members, whenever I'm around these strangers, just so I don't get hurt. Yeah.
Okay. So with that, have you ever experienced unexpected acceptance, or maybe a group of people that are of the same kind, I would say?
Actually, I did. I did. And it was, I don't know, it felt good to some extent. Because I get it back in senior school. Back in senior school, it wasn't really that easy. In a boarding school, you meet different types of people from different backgrounds. So, I this beauty therapy course. I went to do my beauty therapy certificate in Maung. Surprisingly, all the people that I chilled with were okay with me. And I'm like, oh, Khuriam. Oh, okay. So I would say literally everybody in that school, it's a small school, everybody in that school was accepting, such that I actually became the first ever SRC president. Yeah.
Gosh. That's right. All right. So we were just speaking about why it is important to have safe spaces. Now we're going to jump into our final break, and then after the break, we're going to be talking about allyship, having communities, and how it is navigating and finally stepping into that safe space. Thank you. You're watching Safe Space. Welcome back to Safe Space. So we've spoken about identity, we've spoken about the challenges. Now we're going to look into hope, right? How we can build a more inclusive environment. Because someone at home right now watching may also be on this journey. So Shawn, what would you say allyship looks like for you?
For me, allyship is consistency. For me, allyship is correcting me even when I'm wrong. As much as I identify as a gay man, as much as I don't want to be discriminated, at the end of the day, you correct me. And apart from that, I feel like it's an issue where don't say you're my friend, don't say you're my family member, whilst you kiki and haha with me. You're like, hey, hey, more. So for me, true allyship is accepting how I truly am and actually being able to be human enough to actually accept who I am, to actually be my safe space, instead of you actually choosing to be popular, instead of you actually choosing by saying whatever it is about this person, even though Kitso has actually confided in me as a friend. Yeah.
So what would you say you want families or communities at home watching to know?
The first thing that I want families to actually understand, it's not a stage. Unfortunately, it's not a stage. This is how I am. This is Shawn, this is Kendal, this is Rapula. Unfortunately, this is just how I am. Don't think that with time, I understand some of our family members are religious. I'm also religious, I'm a Christian. I understand some of them are not really understanding, but then at the end of the day, at the end of the day, I'm your child. At the end of the day, I'm in your community. Just be accepting enough. Listen, if you can't accept, just keep quiet. Because you don't know what you say can actually affect that person. Yeah.
Okay. So, with someone at home, they are struggling to accept their identity, what advice do you have for them? Because definitely they're also facing the same challenges.
True.
So what advice do you have for them?
Take your time. The first thing is take your time. You don't owe it to anybody to know your label. You don't owe it to anybody. I might be pansexual, I might be homosexual, I might be this. You don't owe it to anybody. Then yeah, it's a bit controversial. But we know how families are. I get it. You know how families are, especially how some certain things you can see what me mama or her so rich is that accepting towards these types of people. Yeah, I don't know if it's safe to say this, but to some extent, as much as you're still under parental care, I'm not saying shrink yourself, but this parent of mine is not really accepting of my situation. In the meantime, just until you're actually able to stand on your own feet, like
okay.
Yeah. Because we don't want a situation we don't want a situation unfortunately you end up having that relationship with your parents where you don't even talk anymore because of how you actually are. So hey, because it means to some extent you have to actually shrink yourself to a certain amount, but then you're not yet financially stable. You're not yet where you want to be. You can't stand on your own feet. But you have nowhere else that you have to go. So in the meantime, just until you can actually stand on your own feet. Like I said, it's controversial, but that's just the sad truth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of in the meantime, we know how it can get lonely.
It can get
Right.
lonely.
So, and once you're limiting yourself, you're holding back some parts of yourself. So what made it less lonely for you? How could you say, how was it when it was lonely?
For me, I used my talents to my advantage. I used the fact that I can dance, the fact that I can sing, the fact that I'm a debater to my advantage. So instead of actually letting it get lonely like that, I took my talents, then used them to my advantage. And at the same time, as controversial as it is, having a friend does help. Having a friend does help. Having a friend who actually understands does help. Even though you might fall out with that friend, but we just have somebody who that way it gets less lonely. Somebody who actually understands you. That way we feel like it's not really as bad as it is. Even if it's not a friend, it can be a family member, it can be anybody. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for sharing your story with us. And I know you're a dancer, beauty pageantry, everything. You on. I can come to you. Oh, content creator.
Yes.
That's right.
TikTok.
Yes.
I'm a beauty therapist.
That's right.
Clock
it.
I'm into pageantry. I'm a finalist, by the way, Mr. Tourism Africa, Botswana.
I hope you heard that. All right.
Yes.
All right. So that was Safe Space. Thank you for engaging with us. This is for us to know that everyone has a voice. Everyone has a right to live authentically in whichever way that you want to. Don't hold yourself back. That's Safe Space, and I'm your host, Elate Sithole.